Welcome back to another Overwatch stream.
Ooh,
Yay!
this is a big one.
Yes,
This
this
is a
is
real big one.
definitely a big one today. We are now moving up the food chain. Daytona State is rematching with Bryant and Stratton. Whew, big name.
Yeah, the forsaken
Scary.
rivals that we once faced, but yeah, we plan to do better this time. Although, I mean, we had a decent showing, I would say. It's just they were simply popping off, as they say.
Yes, definitely. Bryant and Stratton has a lot of big names, and I believe they are now ranked 5 North America. So definitely a really strong team, a lot of really, really high level players, but we're here to give it our best shot. And I
Yeah,
believe there is a possibility for, you know, I don't know, a game or two. We'll see.
I think there's more than a possibility. Our team's only getting better and better each time we see them, so definitely interested to see how this will play out. And if we're going to be facing a lot of the same comps, I know they were running a lot of that Reinhardt May sort of comp that was giving us some problems, but that was when
Yeah.
Diva was really, really strong with the Juno comp at the time. So I don't know
Yeah.
if we're going to be also running some different comps with like the more Malga meta that's popular now, but I guess we'll see very soon.
Yeah. Definitely Daytona State has been scrimming. They've been, like you said, getting better, improving. And we did match Brian and Stratton before, and that was the one loss on the Daytona State track record. So we're back again
Yeah,
for the
both teams
rematch.
have been having tons of success this season. It seems like ever since we played them, we've been beating every single team we go up against, and Brian and Stratton just simply hasn't lost. So we're here to see
Definitely.
with this rematch who the #1 seed will be for the Nationals.
Yeah. And regardless, win or loss for Daytona State, they still will be playing next week and moving on into nationals. So that's exciting
Yeah, I
in
mean,
and of
round of applause
itself.
for our team.
Yes.
Everyone at home,
Yes. Of
you
course.
made it.
Amazing. Just amazing job to all the players. And like you said, everyone's been playing together, getting better, improving. And Daytona State's been playing a lot of different comps, different kind of teams, figuring out what's working for them. But they have been improving. And even playing in a game with a team that's higher level than you, I feel like it's productive to the team's learning.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
it can definitely, like, there's a lot to learn, and you can learn what other people are doing and improve off of that. So I'm excited to watch the game today, even though Bryant and Stratton are a very intimidating name.
I mean, as our only loss this season, I'd like to say that we would learn the most from them, especially with a loss. I think our team is definitely smart enough to, watch back that game and patch up those holes where they're needed to be patched.
Yeah, most definitely. And we've seen too, just like trialing different things to see what can work for Daytona State and flexibility from the team. So that's been really important, I feel like, for just like the better of the team and to improve the team, just staying flexible and everything like that. But I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, I can't wait. I see
Definitely.
everyone in the lobby right now. They're choosing the map.
Yeah. And especially next week, too, is going to be super exciting because they're going to be playing in the Nationals, and it's going to be like boom, 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 like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday if they make it all the way that far. But it's exciting that they have made it all the way to Nationals, and I believe every team here at Daytona State has made it to the national level. Like, the teams have been doing pretty good, so it's nice to see the program growing, the esports program.
Yeah, everyone that's been playing on the teams has just been doing absolutely amazing. And here, I think we are about to start the game on Lijiang Tower.
Yes. Starting off on Lee Jang, which is honestly, it is such a, I feel like it's such a good map to start off on. It's always a cloth map to start with, but I personally like Lee Jing. And
With these close quarters sort of fights, I think this is going to really show where the teams lie in terms of their power, because last time I felt like Bryant and Stratton really had the advantage with the close quarters Ryan comps, but now we're going to be seeing more of a mirror match here, and we could be in for a completely different looking game. We're not sure until the doors open, you know?
Definitely, and especially too with the coast as well on this map, I feel like you see a lot more of like using the environment to play off of, which I like. I always like to see.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing Admiral going for those boops off the ledge of the point, so here we go.
Definitely. We see Admiral here trying to get some damage in. Looks like Bryant and Stratton are on
Big
Mauga.
ante right away.
Huge ante from
Looks like they were able to
there.
kite it though, and Sasquatch getting taken out. That ante
And
was in fact
Peace getting
impactful.
a nice little 2K there just to start off the match. Looks like Bryant and Stratton is going to move right onto point.
Yeah, at first I thought they were going to be able to kite that ante, but Bryant and Stratton was not going to let them slip away. I think that was 3 they got.
Definitely. They followed up very quickly, and we see the Ana back here trying to get early picks in, hitting a skill shot there. And we see Bryant and
Huge
Stratton
picks.
just moving right forward, getting huge picks, like you said, on Daytona State. But we do see Admiral getting that boop kill off the map.
Admiral and Kuna both with 1 kill each after these fights. Trying to make it work, but I think just the team synergy so far has been crazy. It's almost like these fights end and start within 2
Seconds,
motions.
yeah. Bryant and Stratton is definitely playing very closely together, playing super coordinated there, and that is what's gotten them to that level, you know. And it looks
Here we
like
go again
Mauga is
around this
going
corner.
to move back up, and they get a pick super early on Sasquatch. We see Mauga moving back up again, just pushing right into Daytona State and cleaning up those kills.
Yeah, with that corner, it's just a bit of an angle diff where the Sojourner was able to land her energy shot and really melt Sasquatch, whereas DSC's team really couldn't get a good angle on how. So in that Mauga 1v1, that the extra DPS is going to make all the difference, especially with that passive.
Definitely, and we see Daytona State kind of moving to the side here, getting a pick off, and we have Nano out from Bryant and Stratton.
Big sleep by Nostalgia though, but unfortunately it looks like that ult they used is going to win them the fight.
Yes, and we see Peace in the back line there, and King is going to go ahead and clean up the rest of the Daytona State team.
They are coming up on ults, but it looks like this is going to be
The last fight. Someone is going to have to touch. We see Trap out super early on Tracer. It's just not ideal for Daytona State.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to touch here. Sasquatch is going for it, but I just don't think they can make much progress with the Mauga in their backline.
Definitely. It looks like Mauga held off super long there at the choke for Bryant and Stratton with that cage fight, and they are going to take that fight quickly. We did see a lot of holding angles there, playing angles, and Bryant and Stratton just playing together super closely knit, super well.
It's funny you say that they're playing close-knit because the close-knit play of Daytona State was initially the downfall with that ante and the Mauga 1v1s. I feel like both teams are playing close to their tank, but almost it's more of an angle diff where the Mauga is just getting melted, and you know once your tank's gone, there's not really much you can do.
Definitely, but Daytona State, it looks like, is going to change up the comp just a little bit to move to Ramatra now, and we've got Junkrat.
Definitely looking to do some big damage to the Mauga and hopefully deny these backline plays he's been pulling off.
Definitely, we see Mauga going in super early here, and a big sleep from Proda.
And Admiral TP'd in, hoping to maybe corner Hao, but Hao using his run to get out, his team staying in LOS.
And we have Mauga just pushing Daytona State back super hard, going to back, just getting really low there. Daytona State is going to continue to push forward.
Wow.
But there we've got the pick off on
That fight was
Ramatra.
down to a mere 20 HP on that Mauga, but Bryant and Stratton pulling through once again.
Yes, and trying to get Cobra back into the spawn room there. We see Peace taking this off angle, trying to get a pick right out of spawn.
Probably just looking to farm that ult really quick. At 70%, I mean, just land a little bit more damage, land some stickies. Already 10% from those stickies.
And we see Mauga just pushing
Wow.
up forward again in Daytona State spawn, pushing them back to spawn. It looks like Ramacha's trying to push through this doorway here, this corridor, and get some picks. But it's super challenging with Bryant and Stratton pushing back into the spawn.
And that anti once again landing on Sasquatch.
And we see Bryant and Stratton is just holding this doorway with Peace kind of taking the off angle. And we also see...
Yeah, Peace got taken out there, but still DSC staying in spawn. Now,
It looks
Nenwai.
like Admiral is going to get a pick on Nenwai here. It might be Daytona State's chance to kind of move forward, but we see Cage coming out and an anti from the Ana. Kitsune on Daytona State trying to really get them to push through this now that Bryant and Stratton is down.
Big team play attempts there, but Bryant and Stratton using their ults wisely and making good use of those.
Definitely.
Looks like Daytona State is going to have some ults to use, but both support ults have been burnt.
And it is last fight here. Someone is going to have to push up super early to try to get to the point. We see Mauga kind of pushing back. Ramacha trying to really hold the team back from making any leeway. Ramacha is going to try to push on and pursue to point, but it looks like Daytona State does not have a touch there. And Bryant Stratton is going to take the first game.
Yeah, I think that their team play, once again, is showing to be absolutely amazing. I mean, whether it comes down to the Ana nades, the ults, or just the targeting, I mean, really, they make it look easy, but the Daytona State team is so good, it's just crazy. It's crazy how Bryant and Stratton just makes any situation work, really.
Yes, definitely Bryant and Stratton is, I feel, showing their skill and really showing why they have been undefeated and why they are top 5 nationally. We see a lot of really crazy skill shots, especially from Peace taking the off angles there on Echo and Proda with the amazing use of utility on Ana and just kind of the timing of the utility. We see every fight is started with a nade or at the most inconvenient time when Daytona State is getting low. Oh, now they're antied, you know? So.
And it always seems like he has that Mauga cage for when they are desperate to touch, like at the ends of fights. They just pull it out, and I see the timer is going down 92, 93.
Yes. They're just running that timer dry. But regardless, we pursued to the next map. Daytona State is going to have to be really flexible here to try to get in on Bryant and Stratton in any way. And I feel like Koth is a hard game mode because it's so like all or nothing, but maybe with hybrid they will have a little more luck.
Especially with the Mauga comps, you know, during that one fight, I mean, Daytona State could have won that fight. It was literally, I saw Mauga's HP on 25, so if one more bullet landed, that would have been at least a cap for Daytona State, which could have been a completely different outcome with the shift of the momentum. But here we are, map 2. We'll see how this plays out.
Yep, and it looks like they are going to switch the comp a little bit here to be on the Widowmaker, and we see Admiral is going to be on the Echo, and Peace is going to continue on that Echo. It was super successful for him the first time. So it'll be cool to see the little mirror matchup there. And then manually in Kuna as well, having the Widow duel.
Admiral switching to the Pharah pick instead of the Echo. Maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable on that, but we'll see. Kuna looking to take the sightlines from the Ana early,
Definitely.
but manually is looking to back him up there.
We see that, oh my goodness, manually hits just an absolutely insane shot, and their tank is going, and Bryant Stratton is going to move up and really push Daytona State back, getting that 2K. And Peace is going to get a last-second kill, staggering Daytona State.
Yeah, you don't normally see the Winston here on defense, but when players are this good, I mean, their individual skills on the heroes matters a little bit more than what's traditionally played.
Definitely, and playing your comfort character can, even when it's not ideal, can still be more productive. Kuna with a nice shot on Nenwai there, and going to get
Beautiful
another
shots.
kill on Manually. This is Daytona State's chance to really move forward here and try to get in on Bryant and Stratton.
Peace looking to take a little flank to
And
possibly take out Kuna.
we see Peace getting half HP. Admiral getting another 2K. This is Daytona State's chance to cap the point. It looks like Cobra is going to stand there and solidify that kill. We see Peace in the spawn of Daytona State, but finally getting taken out.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though he did do what I had predicted, that will not win them the fight. And manually taking out Kuna again. Kuna was looking very, very patient with his Widow shots. You know, sometimes people wonder, how do you hit insane shots on Widow? But a lot of times, these high-level players just let someone, when someone's moving back and forth unpredictably, you just let them walk into your crosshair instead of tracking. And we saw that from Kuno, like textbook.
Definitely. We did see a lot of patience there from Kuna, and we're going to see Repeaking trying to get early picks out. It was Kuna's picks that were able to initiate that fight there. And we see Peace taking out Admiral just at the last second and pushing up with that damage, trying to take the Mauga out, pinch in this corner here. And they're going to go move up all the way to the spawn doors.
Yeah, Nenwai is not afraid of the spawn doors, that's for sure. If I've learned anything from these last 1.5 games.
Definitely, Nenwai is not fearful of the spawn doors. It looks like we have almost all of Bryant and Stratton right there, camping the spawn, manually getting another pick on Cobra, and Monkey is just going to continue to push Ramatra.
Admiral getting a pick on Proto, though, in the back. That could be big with the spawn disadvantage, you know?
Definitely, if they are able to get a few more picks, maybe one more here. And manually getting super low and being taken out by Nostalgia. This is going to be, again, Daytona State's chance to kind of move up here now that Bryant and Stratton is down, perhaps overextending just a little bit too far.
Because Winston just making his life last so long, and he still has that ultimate running off of this one health pack, and their spawn is just absolutely crazy. And Peace taking out Nostalgia at the same time. Cobra is taken out.
And we see Sasquatch on point trying to make any sort of forward momentum happen. But now that Bryant Stratton is back as one unit, all 5 players are back, it's going to be a lot harder for Daytona State to move forward. Nostalgia using B early here to try to get a pick off on Peace, but there's just too many Bryant and Stratton players pushed up forward. Cobra getting taken out. And
just insane
Sasquatch
team
as
play
well,
here.
getting super low.
That health pack might only serve to stagger him even longer. That was essentially one fight by Daytona State that was somehow stolen from their hands by Bryant and Stratton.
It was super close there. They did have that opportunity to kind of move forward, but now Sasquatch is going to push out these spawn doors again to push onto the Monkey, try to get something going, but gets slept by the Ana. He's going to continue to push, but not making much forward momentum. Still, they are just putting so much pressure here in this doorway. We see Window out early, and Lucio just trying to zip around and make something happen here. But we do see Lucio able to play his life pretty well, maybe trying to do a little sneaky sneak behind onto the car while Bryant and Stratton is so busy, but they catch him and he is going to zip out again, try to get away.
Kuna and Admiral getting picks in the backline as well. Looks like the spawn hold may come to an end once again if Nenwai gets taken out here. Looks like he's the last one left.
And it looks like, oh, he's going to get taken out. The car is finally going to start moving forward just a little bit. We do see Daytona State finally getting just a bit of forward momentum again, like we said. It just took that one fight, although it was looking grim for them for a moment. They were able to escape the spawn hold. Peace is going to get a pick off on Admiral, which is going to leave Daytona State a little bit vulnerable here on the cart.
Yeah, Sasquatch a little bit surrounded here. It looks like this is going to be a one fight for Bryant and Stratton. I would imagine Sasquatch is going to save his ult, looking to have a little bit of a momentum shift, but Nostalgia with a good pick on Proto.
And Nostalgia able to play his life as well. Is he able to get out safely? Yes. Which is good for Daytona State so that they won't go into this fight super staggered. He's going to push the backline and get a pick off on manually, which is going to start the fight for Daytona State. Sasquatch taking out Nenwai, and we see Monkey copy out as well.
Huge plays on both sides from the support players. I really love how this Ana on Bryant and Stratton has been just stuck to their tank the whole time. I feel like it's what every tank player wishes could happen, but most Anas just vaporize when they're on the front line. I'm not sure how this guy's so good. And Nostalgia, you know, being just as crafty.
We see, yes, beat out from Daytona State again as they try to walk this car in here. And Ana is here in the back line trying to keep, like you said, trying to keep Bryant and Stratton up. We do see Sasquatch get taken out, and Bryant and Stratton is going to take this first round. Daytona State super close to capping second point, but just did not have enough time. Whew. It got a little bit close there trying to cap second point. It's just the spawn holds that are so challenging to get out of. Once they are pushed up to spawn and one person trickles off, it's impossible to get moving, you know?
And it's so tough because even when they win the fight, because they're holding so close, it's almost like every second of success is like doubled because they have so much room left to push. Like they held probably 3-4 fights in that spawn, but even if they only held 2, if Daytona State had 3 in the car, they would barely be pushing out around that first corner. So it's just impressive how Bryant and Stratton makes those plays work with their team play, and the time just ticks away in the spawn. I mean, you rarely see that, but at the highest level, these players are able to make it work against some other very high-level players.
Definitely. And we just see a lot of Daytona State. We see Manually and Kuna kind of having that 1v1, but Kuna as well getting some really good picks and Nostalgia for Daytona State.
And unlike some of the previous matches we've seen, where Kuna gets to 1v1 the Widow more freely.
And Kuna getting a super early pick there on Nenwai is going to be really good for Daytona State to hold this. But it looks like Bryant Stratton does have the spawn advantage here, so Nenwai will be back quickly.
Yeah, Nenwai's overconfidence biting him finally, but that's not to say they can't pull this out.
Pushing forward here, trying to get a pick off in the spawn.
And Nenwai getting a pick on Cobra somehow, coming back extremely fast.
Admirable taking out Peace, though, but we see Proto with a quick shot on Nostalgia. And on Kuna, Proto playing the DPS Ana right now.
I'm saying he's an absolute Terminator.
Definitely, and holding this little close angle here to try to get maybe an early sleep or something like that.
Probably a little bit of a flank nade, knowing Sasquatch is desperate here.
And we have a sleep off on Sasquatch.
Unfortunately, someone woke him up. I'm not sure if that was Proto, but looks like Bryant Stratton's still going to be able to push him back.
Definitely
Suzu coming out.
Super coordinated here. Ryan is going to push up super forward to make the space for Bryant and Stratton to be able to play.
Nenwai and Peace getting their own picks as well. Sasquatch going to have to quickly regroup, I would imagine.
Definitely. We see Ryan just kind of holding this corner, not allowing Daytona State to move forward as they move the car, just kind of making space for his team to move forward.
Wow.
And the coordination there again between Ryan and Ana after that sleep. And
Big shatter on straight air. But it looks like the kill feed is all in favor of Bryant and Stratton. These stagger picks are just adding up over and over again.
Definitely. And we do see... We see somebody is cut out just a little bit there.
Admiral flying away for his life from Proto, hiding in the shadows. And Kuna looking to get this angle. Nenwai eating a headshot for his trolls.
And
but Proto getting him back.
we see just Bryant and Stratton continuing to move that cart with, it looks like, nothing able to stop them. Sasquatch just barely alive, but they're going to continue to push.
The flank pin and the anti are going to make that
And it
a
looks
pretty
like
easy fight for Bryant and Stratton. Wow.
Bryant and Stratton are just going to walk that in there. Super. Again, there were some close moments. We see a nice little play here from Manually. Let's see the shots. Ooh. Okay, okay. Oh,
Wow.
stunning. Just stunning. Little jump shot there. We did see some really good plays from Bryant and Stratton. Again, super talented team, top 5 North America. Really high-level players here, so it's cool to see it in action, live, you know?
I mean, it's amazing to see, even against their own players. I mean, I love seeing the success we have and the success they have equally. It's just great seeing these talented players, you know, unleashing what they've learned over the time of the game.
Definitely, and we are just going to keep it moving right along, going right into circuit here. It looks like this is going to be game number 3. Bryant
Yeah,
and
we're here
Stratton
already.
2-0.
Game
I
number
know.
3.
Game number 3, 30 minutes in, 28 to be exact. So definitely moving on, moving pretty quickly. But it looks like Bryant and Stratton is going to play the classic Sigma here. Not a surprise on the circuit defense. And we see Daytona State also mirroring that Sigma.
And I think we're going to see a legendary strat from Kuna. I'm not 100% sure, but if he double mines over the side of that wall, I'm going to stand up out of my chair. I think we're going to see it.
But maybe some strats here from Kuna.
Definitely some strats. I see it already.
Yes, moving
Oh, but the spawn
forward.
hold, this might foil the plan. I think
The plan, it is just possibly
Oh
foiled
my
because they are
goodness.
so close. Peace getting a pick so early on Cobra is going to make it so hard for Daytona State, putting just so much pressure on them again.
Yeah, this is amazing work. This is a little rework spot on Circuit Royale. I don't believe that was always there, but yeah, they're making insane work of it.
Definitely forcing Daytona State to use abilities like
Peace getting a second headshot within not even 50 seconds of the game starting.
And Admiral able to get a shot or a kill, excuse me, on Manually, but Porta is going to shut that down.
Oh my.
With just some
Sasquatch is just waiting for his cooldowns to be available. He's eating so much damage and so much utility. I'm surprised he even made it out of there.
And we see Proto maybe setting up to do something sneaky here.
Very sneaky with the spawn off angle.
Yes, for sure.
Looks like they're going for a bit of a reset here, and Manually with a pick on Kuna.
Little Proto being a menace over in the end of spawn, just doing damage, hitting.
I mean, this is the
shots.
off angle.
It is the on and off angle, and when you are that good, you can play it in off angles in the enemy spawn and
As the
get
team
away
melts
with it.
away, he slowly moves back into his team into safety. It's just, it's crazy seeing that play out.
And Admiral getting a pick off on Proto, kind of punishing that. Kuna getting a pick on Peace. Is this their chance to move forward? And they take out Nenwai, but they do have the spawn advantage here.
Yeah,
It
big
looks
spawn
like
advantage.
all of Bryant and Stratton, or most of Bryant and Stratton, gets taken out Manually. And on my bike left.
Once again, though, that spawn hold is going to
Super
give them
low
some
on my
amazing
bike.
time.
Is he able to get out? Yes. We see supports are just barely back.
I mean, how rarely is it that you win your fight at your spawn door and you have 2 minutes to push?
Yeah, definitely. Daytona State is going to need a miracle. We see Admiral using Barrage here early. Daytona State is going to continue to push forward. Bryant Stratton getting pushed back just a little bit here. Finally, Daytona State is able to get a little bit of space. They might be able to cap this first point here. Looks like Bryant Stratton is going to back up and kind of give that to them unless they are planning to regroup and retouch. Looks like Daytona State did cap that first point here.
And without expending too many ults, looks like they're coming up on the Sigma ult as well as holding the amplification matrix. Having a bit of a scrap here, taking out 2 of each.
Yes, both teams are even right now, but we do have ults, like you said, to use here. So we don't know. We have both Sigma with Flux. We don't know who is going to use it first. We see Admiral getting taken out, and this leaves Bryant Stratton up a little bit more. Cobra being taken out, and we're going to lob some arrows back to that Widowmaker. Sasquatch being taken out as well. Kuna just surrendering himself
Refusing to
off
be ult
the
charge.
map. Yes, refusing to be an alt battery. Proto again pushing up forward, trying to get some damage off here. And Bryant Stratton is just going to continue to hold this corner to try to hold it down. Nenwai with a window out here trying to do something sneaky, but Daytona State is going to follow up. We see Flux coming out from both teams. On My Bike getting a little 2K here and actually a 3K.
Yeah, Nenwai served to be some serious bait there for that Flux, and I mean, it worked out, getting 2 for his life, and now the team fight is certainly won.
And we see Proto here doing a little something sneaky
Nostalgia
again.
taking out Peace somehow, and On My Bike getting taken out by Nostalgia too. Suddenly they have no tank, and Proto is in the back trying to hit scope shots on Admiral, but Nostalgia's there to help him. And it looks like Daytona State is going to push here.
Yes, continuing to move the cart as the rest of his team comes to join him. It is just Widow and Bap kind of delaying this fight, but doing some damage to Sasquatch here as his team is kind of still a little bit far back. He's going to continue to move the cart up while Bryant Stratton regroups. We see everybody kind of coming back. We see an early dragon out to stop that forward momentum as Bryant Stratton is regrouping, which is going to force Sasquatch all the way back. And it looks like they did make the switch to Lifeweaver on Daytona State.
Looks like they're going to be playing Zenyatta, actually.
Oh,
they
just
went back to spawn.
Momentary, maybe for the life grip.
Yeah, maybe a little ability usage there.
We see Flux out from Daytona State, and they are able to get 2 picks there. Looks like Daytona State is going to try to move up off those picks as Bryant Stratton is, I believe, down.
Proto taking the high ground here.
Admiral getting a pick on Proto, but that pick being given right back. Nano out from Bryant and Stratton, we see on the Sigma. And Daytona State continuing to stay close to the car. They're kind of having this Sigma duel here. We see Flux out from On My Bike.
I don't think they have Immortality Shield either.
And no Immort.
Looks
Cobra
like they might kite this, though.
really trying to keep that Sigma up, trying to kite this, but being rocked. Cobra getting super low and being taken out. Sasquatch being taken out. Just unfortunate.
DPS follow-up was certainly deadly.
And it looks like they have 20 seconds. This is their last fight that they are going to have to win if they want to continue to move the cart. But Bryant and Stratton is going to be kissing those spawn doors practically.
Cobra does still have this amplification matrix. And Nostalgia's looking to build that Tranquility, but Sasquatch getting taken out alongside Kuna. 5 seconds left. I don't think there's any way they can push this cart here.
And
but
somebody
looks like
is on the
we
cart.
have
Somebody's
someone
being sneaky
C9ing
on
here.
the cart here. Moving it forward just a little
We have
bit.
Admiral here.
Admiral taking this seriously, taking Proto out, dying on the cart, but there is nobody to follow up that touch. Admiral got his one.
He did, and he was pushing the cart alone, so, where's his team?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Where's this guy's team, am I right?
Yeah, who let Farah push the cart?
And it looks like they're going to now swap. Daytona State was able to, again, cap first point. Maybe we will see if they are with the holding the spawn trend on this map. I know Circuit Royale more than other maps is a more common one to kind of hold a lot closer.
Yeah, with the close high ground options where you can go in the room, you can play in the little high ground, or you could be in the back high ground,
Yeah.
and you could also have your supports on like the off angle high ground. There's a lot of high ground on Circuit Royale, and especially playing with the Sig comp, you have plenty of tools to back your team up if need be. And worst case scenario when you're playing that close, the first point is really long enough where there's no reason to be worried
Ooh.
about losing much time or space.
Manually doing a little vertigo speed run here, giving me the spins. But it looks like Daytona State is going to stay on a pretty similar comp here, as is Bryant and Stratton. Daytona State choosing to hold a little bit farther back, the more traditional hold for this
Yeah,
map.
I was going to say that. Definitely a more traditional hold. This is what you would expect when you play ranked. But we'll see how that suits them. I mean, this is definitely what they're more comfortable with. Kuna taking out Peace, similar to Peace's headshot at the start of the match.
Definitely an early pick for Daytona
And
State.
manually.
And on my bike being forced to move back just a little bit as he's taking too much damage. Kuna is just kissing the spawn door, doing something super close there, trying to get some picks off, doing something silly. And Bryant Stratton is going to sit and spawn and regroup, waiting for the next fight. We see Sasquatch again holding this corner, no longer on the high ground, just holding this low ground corner here as they are down one. Manually is going to take out Admiral, and Sasquatch is just going to be holding that S button, trying to kite all of Bryant and Stratton's
Yeah, now
wrath
that he's out
and
of
fury.
cooldowns, it's up to the supports to get him out of there. It looks like he will be able to make it out, but they continue to push up. The Kiriko, the Bap, the Hanzo all looking at him. Kuna with the
Definitely.
off angle looking to melee this Bap, taking him out.
And Kuna getting a pick off there early. Another pick as well on Bryant and Stratton, and going to headshot this Sig, hoping to get the last pick off on here. Maybe going
Wow,
to just
quick
pistol
little
him.
headshot.
But it's super low.
I mean,
it
Kuna
looks
is
like
definitely in a
Sasquatch is-
meleeing mood today. I was joking when I said he was going to melee that Bap, but he actually
Hey,
did.
if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And we see Admiral kind of flying high.
Ooh, Peace
getting
with a
taken
quick
out.
pick. Admiral.
Proda is going to push up here and try to get a pick on the back line, maybe.
Lucio with no time to waste.
Oh,
going
and
up to
getting
Kuna.
taken out by Kuna.
Quickly following up with a headshot on Piece 2, securing Daytona State that fight. Nostalgia letting Nenwai eat a kunai for breakfast.
Yes, and we see Kuna kind of moved up early here trying to get a pick. Sasquatch is going to set up shop on this corner to prevent Bryant and Stratton from moving that cart. They do still have almost 2 full minutes.
Another good pick on
Kuna-
manually. Proto looking to put pressure on Kuna.
And taking, just not making it onto the map. They're getting booped right off. We see Kitsune out here from Bryant and Stratton.
Yeah, both DPS are gone.
From Daytona State. And Daytona State is going to try to continue moving forward and hold them back, even though they still have 4. Looks like Daytona State is going to kite now, but we see a window out early. Flux coming out from Bryant and Stratton. And we have walls out as well from Bryant and Stratton. 2 ults being used to try to push the cart just the last of its little way. Do we see maybe Flux could have been used there? A little last-minute pick.
No, it was just simply huge flux from Bryant and Stratton around that corner. I mean, you couldn't even really see the Sigma. He must have done some crazy mouse placement, but they capped first point, and with 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock,
and
they only
and
have
Stratton
about
is
50
really
meters of push.
pushing this back. They are not going to allow Daytona State to move up to the cart at all.
Well, yeah, if they can keep pushing them back here, they can just simply keep them away from the point, but they still have some time to make something happen here.
Yes, it looks like Daytona State is going to start pushing forward. They have this flux to play with still. Maybe it will be used early here.
And Nenwai did just burn Kitsune in the back and swap to Moira, so
definitely
we'll see how that
pick
goes.
out on Proda, another pick on Peace. We're going to go ahead and use Flux, but it looks like we're going to cancel it. It did not have anyone in it. A little 1v1 going on here, and another Kitsune out
Big
from
rock
Daytona
on
State.
Peace.
Oh!
Oh!
Something was forgotten.
Something
by
was
Daytona
certainly forgotten.
State. A little letter number action, a little C9.
Unfortunately, the empty flux
In
would
the
not have been empty seconds later because someone went to touch car and looks like Bryant
Daytona
is straight.
State did forget that funny little thing that you have to touch. But Bryant and Stratton is going to finish off the game. That is going to be 0-3 for Daytona State. Super quick match between Bryant and Stratton. They are really good.
Yeah, they're really good, as we expected. But yeah, I mean, we put up a fight. We had some fights that could have gone the other way that ended up going their way. So, you know, there's things that we can look back on and not be too disappointed, for sure.
Definitely, but the season isn't completely over for Daytona State yet. We knew Bryant and Stratton was a super intimidating matchup in this pool, but Daytona State is not out yet. We still get to go continue to play, and Nationals on Monday.
Yeah, next week we will be playing in Nationals, so be sure to tune in and watch us compete because it's going to be an absolutely amazing event.
Absolutely, and really good games today. It was a quick game. Bryant and Stratton, of course, really talented players. A lot of really talented plays. Really good job to Daytona State for giving their best efforts and making plays. And there was plays, you know, there were fights that were won. So kudos to them, and also for staying in good spirits. Of course, it's hard to play a game where you're playing the top 5 in North America team. But
Not to mention someone that had already beaten us previously this season. So
of course,
I know our players had that in mind, but they are very, very good in their spirits. So I'm sure that didn't have any impact on the outcome.
absolutely amazing job to Bryant and Stratton and to Daytona State's players today. Yay! And we're excited to move right along into Nationals. Thank you so much for watching today. This was Clover, my wonderful co-cast.
Marcy, and we can't wait to see you come tune in for Nationals next week. So please do stay tuned.
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.